what's the biggest games that y'all are looking for?
Man, okay. So this is the big week too, right? We
Week
can kind
two.
of pull it up here. So looking at the games we got here, of course, we got Thursday night matchup, Philly and Minnesota. That's a big one. I think Green Bay and Atlanta personally is a big one.
That is big.
We'll see. Ooh, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Seattle, Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
KC, Jacksonville. Going down the list. Jets, Cowboys,
That's a
still
little interesting. I
Miami,
think
New England.
the primetime slate is going to be a little interesting because
Yeah,
that Miami New England game could be
be
really
good,
good. Honestly,
interesting.
it could be similar to the Eagles pass game from this past week. I'm really interested to see the chess match between Bill Belichick and Mike McDaniel. Sneaky good or sneaky important game is Buffalo versus the Raiders. You know,
Very
it's
sneaky.
this was a it's going to be a lot of talk about obviously Josh Allen and how he's playing. If there's another game and Josh Allen is just a little erratic or just doesn't look himself, I mean, there's a lot of more questions that's going to be talked about. You know, obviously there's going to be more of a focus on Stephon Diggs and what happened this past offseason. And then of course that the lady getting caught, the reporter getting caught in the hot
Whew, yeah,
mic.
that was bad.
Yeah, man, that was crazy today, wasn't it? And then she put out
I mean,
a little statement talking about some.
yeah.
It was a joke, and that
I
he
didn't
says
mean
that.
it. Man,
Man,
But I
man,
come
stop
mean,
on,
playing,
that
bro.
she did say, I mean, that's deep saying like how he treat people. I mean, that's gonna be something to keep an eye
that's
on,
something to keep in.
just that
Yeah,
relationship and how that story is brewing. But like you mentioned, Seattle, Detroit,
I think one of
another
the
big
biggest games
game.
I'm looking forward to, KC and Jacksonville.
oh for
Yeah.
sure.
KC already, I mean, it's again week one, but you're 0-1, and then you got Jacksonville, who is an upcoming team that
Hmm.
actually played you pretty good in the playoffs last year. So
Hmm.
it's gonna be interesting to see, especially if we still don't know if Travis playing or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of those games, who are your winners? As of today, we got the KC Jacksonville game, Baltimore Bengals. We got, I mean, since you want to speak on the Packers and the Falcons, we could talk about that as well as the Thursday night game and the Sunday night game. What are you guys thinking? Who you guys thinking to be the winners? We can start with
Okay.
the Thursday night game.
All right, let's do it. So
Thursday night I got the Eagles, but I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't expect us to blow them out like we did last year. We are missing players, injuries, so I think it's gonna be a close game. Might be a shootout actually.
I'm gonna go Eagles, but I would not be surprised if Minnesota pull this shit out. I'm gonna go Eagles though.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna go Eagles as well. It's at home. If it was in Minnesota, I might feel differently, but they're not gonna have enough in the back end on defense for Minnesota. I
Yeah, I
think.
mean I don't believe in
yeah,
Minnesota defense. That's
Yeah.
why
for
I
sure.
also think
But I
it's gonna
also
be a
don't believe it.
shootout
Yeah,
because of our
I
back
think.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Justin Jefferson could go crazy.
Hmm.
Could go crazy. Okay, so we all got Eagles there. Baltimore, Cincinnati. This will be an interesting one.
That's a good one. I'm looking for the Bengals to bounce back. I think the Bengals gonna win. I think we're gonna see what we usually see from Joe Burrow. I still think Baltimore trying to figure it out with the injuries to the run to J.K. Dobbins. I think they still gonna try to
Yeah.
figure things out a little bit. So they still might, I guess you could say, start off a little slow. But I think the Bengals gonna pull it out.
Okay. Shaw. No, you got the Ravens. I already know it. I can see it in your face.
He do.
I really want to pick the Ravens, but it's a home game for the Bengals. I'm gonna go ahead and go ride with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase has a big game. T. Higgins has a big game. I think we're gonna see like a 31-28 kind of back and forth game, where ultimately the Bengals probably pulling it out in the end. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals at home.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Bengals too. I think they need this win. You can't
Yeah,
go. You can't go 0-2. Not and you especially can't lose to
not
Baltimore. Not 0-2 in
not
division in your first 2
with
weeks.
Baltimore being 2-0 and having that first game on, you can't lose that
Yeah.
game,
Can't. You got to win this Bengals.
especially with it being a home game.
Yeah. Green Bay, Atlanta. I'm gonna go Atlanta. Y'all already know. I think it'll be a good game though. I do think it would be a good game, but
I think
I
I'm
think we'll
gonna.
trick Jordan Love a little bit.
I think Jordan Love is coming to the A, and he gonna make another statement. I think the defense will give them some fits at first, but the Packers defense is really good. Like I said, they're really young. They're really good. They're flying around. My defensive player of the year, he gonna put them clamps on Drake London. Drake London might be a self check with a Ritter back there anyway. So I'm going with I'm going with the Packers this week. How about you, Chris?
I think an underrated aspect is I'm not sure if Aaron Jones is going to play. He got hurt last game. He didn't come back. They didn't need him either. But if he doesn't play, I think that bodes well for the Falcons. I think they can. If he doesn't play, I think the Falcons pull it out.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm a lone wolf in that one. All right, bet.
KC Jacksonville. Ooh.
I'm going with. This is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna go with Kansas City. I just don't see them going down 0-2 in the season. Jacksonville. I mean, I kind of said that from the jump. I don't think Jacksonville is that good. I think, I do think they've got some good players, but I do still think that Trevor Lawrence still has some things that he's got to put together. He made some really crazy throws last week, but I think ultimately Chris Jones is going to be a big get back, as well as hopefully Travis Kelce comes back and play. I do think the receivers are going to step up, and I think Kansas City will pull it out. What are y'all thinking?
I just can't see Kansas City going 0-2. I want to pick Jacksonville, but it just
I want to pick Jacksonville.
It just feels like, Patrick Mahomes is becoming in, he's in that category of like, you don't want to just bet against him because he does crazy stuff. He just do what he do. You can't knock him for that. So, but it's gonna be one hell of a game. Yeah. I would not be shocked if Jacksonville win, but I'm picking Kansas City.
For me, I'm picking Jacksonville at home. I think they pull it out. At
That'd
home.
Be a big win.
I think they pull it out, man. Look, I don't believe in Kansas City defense on the back end. I get Chris Jones coming back. That's a good thing for him.
I don't believe in Kansas City defense either, but I really want to flip my pick. So I'm gonna stick with.
You can come back too.
We'll revisit it. All right.
I'm gonna stick with Kansas City.
Last couple, Miami, New England, Sunday night.
I'm taking Miami. Man, you know what? Christian Gonzalez actually played very, very well. I think he's gonna do really, really good. But
New England's at home.
But look. Until somebody can show me otherwise, they can stop Tyreek. I gotta go with Miami for right now. But hey, I will say if anybody can do it, Bill Belichick can put something together. But
and that's why I'm riding with the Pats. That's why I'm riding with the Pats.
That's why I'm riding with the Pats too. I'm riding with New England.
I like what I saw from the Patriots offense last week. I do think I really would like to see them get Tyquan Thornton back eventually, and how that looks if he can take a step, or if they just go and get a receiver. I think they do need one guy that can really take the top off, or just a dominant number one if possible. But I really think the Pats pull this one out in a close game. I think, Cass, how you have the game looking? I know that you picked the Pats, but how do you have the game looking?
I don't think it'll be. It won't be a blowout, but it won't be close. I think the Patriots will win by like 10 points, something around that. I see the final score being something around 31-21, something around that. Yeah, I think they pull it out, man. I'm very excited to see this game for sure. And I get it. After last week, it's tough to pick against Miami. It's tough to pick because
very tough.
It's very, but New England at home. I think they're gonna cook something up for. I think they're gonna scheme it.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Okay.
And then you want to go. Okay, so Cleveland, Pittsburgh. This is a huge game. Pittsburgh's at home. You cannot drop home. You cannot drop this game. You cannot drop this game. And on the flip side, if Cleveland wins this game, they go up 2-0 in division in the first 2 weeks and have a stranglehold on it. Really.
Yep. And they will go up 2-0. I got
Oh,
the
you
Browns
got
winning. I think that Myles Garrett is about to make a statement on that he's going to be the defensive player of the year, possibly this year. You know, I do got Jair as my pick, but after what I saw with Myles Garrett, I mean, in that defensive line, he doesn't have. It's not Jadeveon Clowney over there anymore. No disrespect to Jadeveon Clowney, but you know, Zadarius
Zadarius
Smith
Smith.
is a force coming off that edge as well. I think Deontay Johnson being gone, as well as Cam Hayward being gone, are two big losses for the Steelers. And that stat that I told y'all about earlier with the Matt Canada offense, I just don't see him having a good game against this Browns defense. So I'm rocking with the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson also has a big game.
Okay.
I'm taking the Browns too, but I think it's going to be Nick Chubb game without Karen Hayward in the middle. You know, holding that down. You know, you still got T.J. Watt, but I just feel like this about to be one of them grinded out type of games. I think it's still they're motivated. They put up a bad week for week 1, so they're motivated to come in and do something. So that's why I believe it's going to be a tough grinded out type of game. But I think they're going to lean on Nick Chubb, and I think they're going to get it. They'll go up 2-0.
For that reason,
Division 2, that's nasty.
For that reason, that's why I got Pittsburgh coming out on top. I think that shit, they're well coached, right? I love their coach. I don't think Mike Tomlin's gonna let them let that taste simmer in there. They're gonna show it during Cleveland. I think Pittsburgh defense steps up huge in this game. I think they might even score themselves this game. Something like that to kind of help that offense out. But yeah, I think they show up huge. I got Pittsburgh. I don't see them going down. I don't see them losing to Cleveland. I don't see them going out 0-2 to start this season. And I got them in the playoffs, so they kind of need to win this game.
Yeah, I get that. It's an exciting slate week 2. I feel like we're gonna be saying that every week just because you know how these teams have been playing, how everybody looked during week 1, and then how we project teams to look. But I'm excited to see. We'll see what the Eagles do. Can kind of start your weekend off, Chris. Anything else? Go ahead.
I also think this is one like how you just said. You know, we it seemed like we were saying it was good games every week, but I think this is one of the few times like it's starting to become where it's not overly. We got terrible team, just terrible. You got your same core 3 or 4. Like it's starting to become like okay, no, these teams are coming to play.
Yeah,
right. They're not just coming like. I mean, even though, I mean, Arizona is not good. They could have beat Washington, who some people believe, you know, Washington got a good defense. They got a quarterback that they're trying to believe in. You know, everybody seem to believe, you know, Arizona, you know, tanking it or whatever. They don't want. They ain't trying to win no way. They giving away players, but it's not like they always say. It's not easy to win in the league, and I just believe that now it's starting to feel like, you know, you don't have the same bad teams anymore. Them team that we always grew up. It's funny because just the other day I hear people who don't watch football. They lost to Detroit. Detroit, they're not that Detroit no more.
Yeah,
same old Lions.
Yeah, facts.
Hey.
I agree with that.
Chauncey said, "Put the ski mask on."
CJ.
Hey, he got a big game too. We ain't talking enough about it, but ultimately, like I said,
Seattle better win that game. Seattle better win that game now.
They better. Wait, so we before we sign off, who you got in that game?
I got the Lions. The Lions at home. I got the Lions.
I got the Lions too. I got if those 2 tackles don't play, Charles Cross and Lucas, I really think that the Seattle Seahawks will continue to struggle, which is saying something because I had them as my 1 seed. So
you're right.
That's a big loss, but I do think the Lions go ahead and pull it out.
Ooh, Chris.
Yeah, I got the Lions. I mean, they're at home.
I think they still ride out that high.
So they just went on the road to Kansas City, won a game. They riding that. They going straight home.
Yeah,
I think
it's huge. It's huge.
Praying that you know they get my boy Gibbs some more touches.
We'll see.
They playing, but we're gonna see.